Yo-yo? Here. I'll probably be able to see it here. Instagram.
But where do I put my phone?
Oh, is it? Oh, you're on there? No, what are you doing? Look.
Oh, you're there.
See?
Oh, what? Are we live?
Yes.
What? Oh, okay. Hi. I'm not in the shot.
Oh, yeah. Well, no one cares about you.
Me.
Oh, that's because are we literally broadcasting for Instagram? Oh, great.
I don't understand. Where are we looking?
Could you just wait? Because it takes a little bit of there you go. See?
I know, but where do we look?
Oh, you're going to look wherever you want to look.
No, like if I want.
That's the camera right there. Look.
Oh, but then we're both like looking left here.
So?
Okay, that works.
That's where the camera is.
Is that like a too wide a shot in the back?
What are you talking about?
Like there's this whole like room over here with a.
What?
Oh, and your Crocs in the background.
Does anybody see it? Do you see anything in the background? Do you see anything in the background?
Don't yell at me live.
I see nothing in the background. I don't even see us.
I don't see anything anywhere because I don't have glasses.
Okay.
Okay. Ouch.
I can connect. Oh, I was going to connect the. I was going to connect
Twitter?
Yeah, let's not do it. Hold on.
You mean Twitter live? No, I don't want to be broadcasting live on Twitter.
No, we're not doing Twitter. It's going to YouTube, though, I think. Oh, it's not. It's not going anywhere. We're not. Oh,
No, we are live. Look.
But how? But it doesn't show live here. Oh.
I'm gonna have to.
What are we looking at?
Huh?
Hold on a second.
Yeah, but now we're live.
Why is this offline here?
I don't know. Charles, there are people watching. We have to start saying something.
Start talking.
Hello everyone. This is.
Oh, hello. You have a
Oh
microphone.
yeah. Like I'm like I can't hear myself. Okay.
Why is it so zoomed in?
Oh, my wine. Okay, so this is a
Why is it so zoomed in?
This is a live. Oh Jesus! No, don't get away. No zoom. No zoom. Great. You gotta fix that thing.
That's weird. Hold on a second.
We're trying different things here. Hi everyone. This is a live broadcast from Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, but that's weird.
I know, that's not normal. I didn't do anything. You can join us on YouTube and watch us on YouTube on Catmoot's channel because Instagram's doing something weird. So this is, yeah, you gotta fix that. So this is our New Year's Eve.
Hold on.
We're still in 2021 here.
It's not working. It's too. Why is it zoomed in?
Well, I don't understand why you went live on Instagram when we're not ready. This is not good.
Doesn't matter.
So.
Hold on.
No, I can talk.
Yeah, but it's.
Oh, thank you for the hearts. So
yeah, but
for
you're all
once,
zoomed in. You're zoomed
I know.
in.
Why am I zoomed in? Just zoom me out.
I can't. It's not.
Oh yeah, see, you zoomed me out.
How did I do that?
You just tapped on the screen.
Oh.
So I. Okay,
so
obviously the live will be in English because Charles doesn't speak Greek, and we're using this wonderful platform that we haven't used in a while, and we thought, how are we going to spend New Year's Eve? We're so
there you go.
Okay, now I hear my voice though.
Don't worry, I turned it off.
Okay, so I decided. I said, yeah, how about we do a live on the state of the union, no, state of the
right.
State of the coma home, state of the state of things. I mean, we're just about to wrap up on 2021. We're ready to get started on 2022. A lot of people messaged me over the past few months asking for you to go live with me, or for me to go live with you, because they loved, one of the messages was saying, I love how Charles simplifies everything, and I love his sense of humor. And
simple minds.
What?
Simple minds need simple. I need to simplify things for my own mind.
You're not a simple mind.
Yes.
You are looking for a compliment. Anyway,
No.
we are having a little bit of sweet wine, but we're keeping it cordial. Sweet. We're having Mavrodaphne. The best wine would have been
I don't have any.
Okay. The best wine would have been my dad's wine. He makes a homemade wine called Liasto. Unfortunately, we're a bit too far and liquids cannot travel. Yeah. So he left me by myself. Oh my God. Thank you for the hearts. Again, we're live. We're going to be live for a little bit with Charles talking about for like an hour. Yeah. Well, we have to switch the years with everybody, well, but we will be talking politics.
Caterina, everyone's already into the new year. The only people that aren't
is us.
are us and
are us.
Would Australia already be there?
I don't know. No, I have no idea. So. Australia might be. I know that we have 6 hours of difference with Australia. I just can't remember if it's backwards or forward. So Charles needs no glasses. Legos. We're walking
through a minefield.
Yeah, we're walking in between toys. Okay, so if people want to interact, should they go on YouTube? Is that where questions can be asked? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see anything I don't see anything going on YouTube right now.
Okay.
So maybe Instagram. Can you read the Instagrams? I don't know.
Well, the problem with Instagram is that the comments go so fast, and by the way, they're too far. I have trouble reading that far. I have trouble reading far. I have trouble reading close. Okay, one of my New Year's resolution is go to the
you know what I can
eye
do?
Doctor.
No, you know what I can do? I can plug this.
No, that's fine. Let's get started.
No, I'm going to plug this, and then we can see.
Okay.
And then I can make it another screen on the desktop. See
another screen. I'm so confused. I don't even know where I should be looking. Whatever. Bear with us. We're about to actually start.
No, we're going to be messing
around. Okay, Charles. Then, what do you think of Biden? You want to get started? Let's get started. This is everyone's question. How are things in the U.S.? So instead of getting started with, what subject, which I think everyone is, there is so much fatigue around it. Let's start with just pure politics.
Oh, look.
Oh, yay.
See that? Isn't that cool?
Perfect.
You want it there? You want it there?
That's perfect. I love it. Okay. So, Charles, are you going to confess live? Should I give you more wine? Maybe you will confess.
I'm not confessing to anything.
Did you vote for Biden?
No, first of all, you shouldn't try to shame people into who they voted for.
Did you vote for Trump?
You shouldn't.
I mean, I'm honestly, seriously, what a choice.
I know you want to know.
No, I know. I don't want to know.
We don't even care.
I don't want to know.
The thing is
the choice is so amazing. It's like saying, would you rather smell dog
garbage
poop or garbage?
No, that's okay. That's not okay. You're making a statement right there too. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. The choices are not that good.
Okay, so what do you think of Biden? We have a two-party
system. No.
Okay.
Do I think he's doing a good job? Of course not. Absolutely not. The Democrats are doing everything they can right now to hand everything to Trump. Trump's gonna run in 2024, and he's gonna win. Actually, 2022 next year, this coming year in 1 hour, There's going to be another election.
Oh, you can't be seen on Instagram. If you want to be seen on Instagram, you have to come closer to me.
Wouldn't they rather look at you?
No. Come on, come closer. There's a lot. I mean, there's 0% or close to 0% watching on YouTube. Everyone's watching on Instagram. So if you're not there, it's just your voice. You can just be half of you. Just be half of you. That's fine.
Hold on.
Okay, that works. Half of you looks good. Sorry. Okay. So you think Trump is going to win? What?
No, what's going to happen is we have what's called a midterm election in this coming year in November, where they vote for the people that are in the Senate and the House, which is the Congress.
Okay.
They're the ones that the president really can't do a lot. It's the House and the Senate that decide what gets done. Right now, the Democrats control both, but they don't really control because they have 50% in the Senate, and the Republicans have 50%, so they're kind of holding things up. And we have a couple Democrats that are not really Democrats. So Biden can't get anything done this year. And then
great. So we're like the time just goes by and nothing can get done. Like,
yeah. And then what's going to happen is the Republicans, and then when the voting comes in November, all the Republicans are going to get out all gung-ho and try to make Republicans control everything. And then they're not really going to control everything because the president can can prevent stuff from happening. So what they're going to do is make sure that nothing happens for the next 2 years. So literally nothing is going to happen for the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are going to be so fed up in 2024 that Trump's going to come along and he's going to be like, I am the savior. I am your savior.
Is he going to go with the
God.
Republican?
I am going to do everything. You know, I'm going to whatever it is. He's just going to just claim.
Is Trump going to run with the Republican Party, or is he going to?
Of course.
Okay. I thought he wasn't. I thought many Republicans wouldn't want Trump to be head of a Republican.
The Republicans love Trump. Trump is everything that the Republicans. Trump does everything the Republicans want, but like he sort of speeds it up a little bit.
Okay.
So, you know, the Republicans hate immigration. Trump hates immigration, even though he hires Mexicans to run his thing in his place in Florida. And, you know, and they're also
I think maybe they're
going to run on
you're exaggerating a little bit. Maybe what he hates is the fact that, you know,
no illegal immigration, but they claim that it's all illegal. I mean, they're like, okay, so there's this whole argument that there's always illegal immigrants coming in and they're stealing all of our jobs.
No, what I'm trying to say is, you know, America has really strict rules on who comes in, who gets a visa, who can stay here, who can work. So his argument is, you know, everybody should go through that and put your hand down because you're blocking my shot.
Hold on a second. How's that?
Okay, thanks. That looks better.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, well,
that's the argument, but the problem is, well, what is the problem? I don't know.
Well, the problem is, I mean, you know, immigration is a tough.
So we don't just let people come into this country. We don't. It's not that simple. You know, yes, you might have some people that cross over illegally. They try to get a job. They break the law. They get a fake Social Security number so they can get paid, or they don't get a Social Security number. They just get paid under the table or whatever it is. It's not that easy. It's the same everywhere in the world. It's not that easy to just illegally come into a country. So it's not really the boogeyman. But the thing is like what the Republicans like to do is point their fingers at stuff that gets people all riled up. And it works. It's very successful. The Democrats don't do that at all. The Democrats try to pretend to be these like righteous people, but they're not righteous. Mm-hmm. They're in bed with corporations just like everybody else. So the problem is we have two parties that basically suck right now. They both suck.
They both suck. Okay, so what do you think should happen?
Well, the world's going to blow up in 10 years because of climate change. Just like, what's the point anyway? We might as well just kind of sit back and...
Are you joking now?
No, I'm serious.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious.
I don't agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't
But the thing
agree
is
with
like,
you.
but the way the Republicans look at it is that in the United States, all the coastal states will be underwater. Like New York will be underwater. California will be underwater.
Get serious. Come on. You can't be
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. They're saying by 2030, Manhattan. What do you mean who's saying?
See, Charles and I do not necessarily share, the same views. I'm not saying that, things aren't bad with the environment. I think things are terribly bad. People are over the past century, if not more, have been going into practices that have been polluting and destroying this planet. But I do believe in, nature has ways of regenerating itself. And what I think the problem is regarding the whole, climate change issue is actually corporations and big business. And they're trying to, like everything else, they're trying to step in and absolutely use this as a tool for further pollution, and destruction of the environment. Greece being a very right now a poignant case where in the name of the planet and stuff, people get contracts and without any sort of real, because you could actually do things for the environment, but you have to do it in a way where you involve studies, you involve people can measure how this is going to hurt the environment, this is going to hurt the fauna and the flora, this is going to destroy the landscape of the islands.
All right, well, first of all those
and
things,
what is it going to bring
all
us?
those
And
things
no
are
one,
things. Listen, Katerina's talking about the windmills in Greece.
This is just one example.
Which
it's
are
not
destroying
only,
the coastline, destroying the land.
It's
It
not
is
only
true. Windmills
windmills.
suck.
It's
We
not
have
only
windmills here.
windmills.
We don't like windmills. I don't like windmills. There are governments are using climate change as an excuse to do contracts with Germany or whatever and get them to spend billions of dollars on putting up windmills and destroying the coastline of these islands in Greece and all that kind of stuff. I get it. People take advantage of stuff.
This is just.
I'm just telling you that in
No,
10 years time, when the planet blows up.
Why would it blow up? If we let corporations keep on doing those contracts, it will blow up. If we don't, there have been historical times where, there have been floods. There have been. Okay, all right, let's switch the subject.
Science.
Okay.
Listen, I know that because of the pandemic, logic has gone out the window. Scientists that are supposed, we used to question the pharmaceutical companies. Now we don't. Now they are the gods. Whatever they say is the truth. I get it. It's bullshit. It doesn't mean all the other scientists are bullshit. The scientists are not conspiring to take our wealth away from us, to take everything away from us. They are simply pointing out the fact that we are contributing massive amounts of dust and stuff into the environment, into the atmosphere, that is creating a situation where the planet is heating up. And if it goes beyond like 2.5 degrees Celsius, it's like it's like irreversible. You start to get to a tipping point where it can't reverse itself. It starts to overheat. All right, it's like putting a cover on top of a jacuzzi or something like that.
Listen, I'm not an expert of the subject, so I'm just gonna hold off on this one.
Of course you are.
I just want to inform my viewers that Charles and I do not necessarily agree or disagree on the subject. I'm confessing absolute. What I'm not confessing is that I do know that in the name of this issue, people are making contracts and you know, this has become another commodity at the stock market, the whole energy and the whole. So I'm just pointing at this right now, which
all
is
right. Here's the thing.
Listen, this is a present issue, and then I don't have a scientific take. I mean, I have not read.
All right, let me ask you.
No. Listen, I am just confessing
Let me ask.
my
No,
ignorance.
it doesn't matter. Let me ask you a question.
Hey, can you stop being?
Let me ask you a
aggravated?
question. No, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Why are you giving this look of evilness?
Because you have to stop being aggravated for the last hour of the year and stop fighting me.
I'm not fighting you. I am. This is the way I talk. Okay.
It's not very sweet.
Okay. So let's say there's a 5% chance that humans are causing global warming. And there are things that we can do to reverse global warming. Let's just say it's a 5% chance.
Mm-hmm.
All right? A 5% chance.
Yep.
Okay? Let's say you had a gun that holds 20 bullets. All right? Hold on a second. What's 5%?
Forget it, Charles.
No, listen. You have a gun that holds 20 bullets.
Mm-hmm.
You put one bullet in it, and then you do this, and you flick it, and it spins around. And then you take that gun, and you point it at your head, and you pull the trigger. Would you do that? Would you pull the trigger?
No.
No, because you have a chance of blowing your brains out, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm saying is if there's a 5%, not 95%, if there's a 5% chance that humans are causing global warming and we might push the planet into a point of irreversible, just a 5%. I'm not talking about 95% because scientists are saying it's 95%. I'm saying even if it's just 5%, you would not take a gun and point it at your head. What that means is we should be putting a little bit of, instead of arguing about whether something is real or not. There's a movie on Netflix right now.
I didn't say it wasn't real.
There's a movie on Netflix right now called Don't Look Up, and it's about a meteor headed towards the Earth. And these scientists try to tell everyone it's going to hit the planet.
That was your story, Charles.
I know.
10 years ago.
10 years ago, I came up with that. I know. But listen, and I said that Leonardo DiCaprio should star in it, and I started telling everyone this concept. And I don't know. I feel like somehow somebody must have heard it because this movie stars Leonardo DiCaprio. Whatever.
Yep.
But anyway, the point is the scientists were saying that they went out and found a couple scientists that said, no, this meteor is not going to hit the planet. And they're like, no, there's 100% chance that this meteor is going to hit the planet or the asteroid is going to hit the planet. It's a meteor once it hits the planet. And that destroyed the planet. The thing that wiped out the dinosaurs was a thing that was an asteroid that hit the planet that was probably a kilometer across. It wasn't that big. And it sent so much dust into the air that therefore caused global warming. Mm-hmm. And you know what global warming does? It sends the planet into an ice age, which sounds contradictory because you would think global warming would make it hot. But what it does is it makes it super hot for like a second, and then it shoots it to an extreme. And then it goes into an ice age, which wiped out pretty much every species on the planet except for, cockroaches and stuff and humans. No, humans came along later, I guess. So the point I'm trying to say is that, it would be nice if we could just stop arguing about whether something is real or not. And if we could actually start putting some resources towards like addressing the issue. And those are the kinds of things that we need to be doing. The problem is in the United States, which is we're a big country, all we do is we have two parties. When one party's in control, the other party tries to destroy everything that the other party does so that then they can get into control. And then once they get into control, then the other party does everything they can do to destroy everything that party is doing because they don't want that party to remain in control. So we literally have created a system which George Washington, our first president, warned us about, and that is having a two-party system is going to create an environment whereby people are sort of destroying the country as opposed to making it better.
Well, there's worse. Now, Europe has supposedly a multi-party system, but then everything you see in all of the countries usually all those parties become a one-party system. They all agree, and what ends up happening is coalitions, and then they end up, there's no alternate opinion in a parliament. The only disagreement is on the how or the speed of things or the policies that are being implemented. For example,
well, here's what you're talking about.
For example, it's like, oh, we're going to be doing this, and then the other party, the opposition party, will come out and say, you're going to be doing this now? It's too late. You should speed up the process. Like that's the actual like disagreement. Like there's opposing voices.
They change the narrative and make it, we're going to do this or we're going to do this. No, we're going to do this or we're going to do this faster. In other words, there's no like, we're going to do this or we're not going to do this.
Zero opposition.
So what you're talking about is corporate capture of governments. You're talking about lobbyists. Now, the EU has more lobbyists than the United States. The United States has 350 million population. What's the EU population? 700 million?
700 in the EU, but the actual, let's say, policies are more implemented in terms of monetary policies, and that would be the European, euro. The Eurozone countries are the ones which are really under a lot of restrictions due to common policies. Put your hand down.
But my question is, so how many people is that?
So that's about... I think the entire EU countries is 400 million, and the Eurozone, I don't remember. It's less than 400.
So it's kind of like
400 million. But the Eurozone countries is even less than 400 million. I think the 700 million is all of the European countries.
No, EU is 449 million.
Okay, so EU is 450 million, and
so
what is Eurozone? What is Eurozone countries? Because it's important, because monetary policy is actually what
Eurozone is 746. Okay, so the Eurozone, yeah.
No, I mean the zone of the euro. No, it can't be 400. There's no.
It says here it says 447. Okay, I'm confused. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's 746 for Europe. Oh, Europe is 746.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, Eurozone is 450. Okay, so it's 100 million more than the United States. So basically what's happening is Europe is becoming like the United States. You have lobbyists. Lobbyists are corporations. Corporations then pay the money to get politicians elected. And if the politicians don't do what the corporations want them to do, then the corporations go and they give money to the opposite party that politician's running up against. So what's happened is what you're talking about is called corporate capture of governments. And because we have corporate capture of governments, it's the reason why we have wars continuously in the United States, because the Pentagon gets, 700 or 800 billion. They get like $1 trillion a year. It's like $760 billion a year, and 450 billion of that goes to private corporations.
Wow. And
those private corporations are the companies that make missiles and tanks and all that kind of stuff. And so the thing is like, well, they have to justify their existence. In order for them to justify their existence, they need a war to be going on. And that war would be like in Iraq or in Afghanistan. The problem is the United States right now is not in a war. This is like the first time we haven't been in a war, even though we have subversive wars that we're involved with, probably like, Venezuela and, parts of South America, whatever. But
it's all proxy wars.
But the thing is corporations then convince the governments to go and do these wars so that they can justify their $400 billion that they're getting paid. For all that kind of stuff. But that also works with the policies.
I'm not going to talk.
But that works with the policies that you're talking about. So you're saying, oh well, global warming, they're taking advantage of it. Yes, corporations are taking advantage of it, and they're going and convincing your politicians to buy a bunch of windmills and stick them on the islands in Greece. But I mean, if you want to talk about,
that's another irreversible.
But you want to talk about environmental damage.
Okay.
How happy?
Can I just put a sentence?
No. How happy are you going to be? How happy you're going to be when
I'm not going to participate in that.
How happy you're going to be when everyone starts drilling in the Mediterranean for oil, how happy are you going to be about that when those oil spills happen? Are you going to be happy about that?
Of course not. It's already happening. Hello. But I'm not going to be happy for either. You know, what does it mean that I'm not happy about windmills? And I mean, it's not that, you know, let's not just like completely eradicate everything. And windmills are not necessarily a bad thing. The problem is you want to put like thousands of windmills without any plan on
windmills suck. We have them here in California. Country. They suck,
and they provide like a fraction of the needs. And by the way, it's not the needs of Greece that they're going to be, providing. There's actually from the memoranda what the previous governments up until now, and even this present, I guess, government have agreed on is that the electricity, the energy produced by those have to first go to Northern Europe, to i.e., countries like Germany. And so we're not even going to get any of the energy, the 5% of the energy that they're bringing. We're not even going to get it because I think it's contractual that we have to prioritize Germany, for example. But one of the comments on YouTube says, except for all the wishes, which are all in Greek, and of course some people agree with me, by the way. They're saying once the pandemic is over in quotation mark, what's coming is the climate crisis. So don't you believe? Let me be the journalist here. Since you don't let me talk, I'm going to ask questions. So what do you think about, do you think the pandemic is being used as a tool? Obviously, we know there is a pandemic, and we do not deny that, and I know you don't. But don't you agree that this has become an absolutely politicized subject? So what if your, aforementioned climate change becomes the same type of tool for politicization, and then people have to get locked up in their homes because,
they don't.
Hold on.
No, they don't. They don't. Listen to me. So here's the thing. It
would be nice if you let me finish my question, by the way.
I already know what you're going to say.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So what people are concerned about is we just went through a whole pandemic. We've been locked up in our houses for the last 2 years. It sucks. We've destroyed small businesses. We've destroyed everything. Governments are taking advantage of this pandemic Governments are taking advantage. Don't worry. They can't see it on Instagram.
Yeah,
can you see my hand?
They can see it right there.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's the hand, like first shot. It's not nice.
I'm speaking. Listen, for people that, they can read my hand, you see? What people are concerned about is we just went through a whole pandemic, and now you're going to tell us that we're going to have to deal with climate change. Well, let me tell you something. Climate change actually can be an amazing opportunity, because one of the things that Katerina understands, unlike a lot of people out there that they don't understand, is the whole concept of where money comes from. And they think that when you ask people where money comes from, people think, oh, well, they tax it from the people. Well, they get the money, governments get the money.
Do you want to talk about that? That's a nice...
No, but I'll just do it really briefly. People think that government... You have to
understand, you're talking to a public who doesn't just speak a clear English. If you want to get into how money works, you have to start from scratch.
Okay, but I don't want to spend all the time on this. I mean, all I want to say is governments don't get their money from the people, because that would mean that the people would create the money. But no, governments actually create the money.
Except for countries that are in the Eurozone.
Well, the Eurozone is a whole different story. The Eurozone was a way to destroy every country that joined the Eurozone and gave up their own currency. It was a massive mistake from every country to do that. But the point is that climate change can actually create amazing jobs. Like, kids can get out of college right now, and if governments were just spending the money on doing things they could do to make the environment better, like cleaning up the oceans, like, I mean, just converting gas cars to electric cars. I mean, there's so many things that you could do that could be really cool. Great jobs. We could come out of this pandemic and go right into the climate change thing because so many jobs have been lost. So many, businesses have been lost. People can create brand new businesses designed to address things like climate change, but like in a cool way, like cool, exciting jobs where you feel good about what you're doing as opposed to working at Starbucks or whatever, and giving people drugs in the liquid form. But, it actually can be an opportunity. A lot of people are trying to, when people don't understand how money works, they think that companies and corporations are going to have to pay for all the changes. And no, it doesn't have to be that way. The governments can come in and say, listen, you're a coal producing company. You have 30,000 people working for you. We want to transition you away from coal. But we're going to guarantee all of your employees a job that's not in a mine where people are inhaling coal dust and dying of cancer 5 years later. We're going to give you a really badass job. And I don't know what that job would be. Building windmills. No, I'm just kidding. Building, I don't know, like building electric cars or something. Just something cool, that's not killing you.
That would mean
it could be an opportunity. It doesn't have to be this negative thing. So in other words, we don't have to move from one horrible situation to another horrible situation, which I get it. It sounds,
but isn't that their plan? I know you have the best solutions to every issue. I know for a fact, and that's why you're doing what you're doing, which is you're willing to change the world together with me. But isn't that their goal? Because
whose goal?
We are the people, and they.
Whose goal? Whose goal?
Them against us, like they used to say.
Who? Tell me who.
Well, the elites. I mean, the elites.
What do they want? Would they want us to all be walking around depressed? Is that the whole point?
Oh, they don't care.
Yeah, they do, because you understand something. The elites, it doesn't really make sense for them to destroy entire, so you don't want the people working and doing stuff? I don't get it.
No, they don't. They want this what's
what?
called
What do they want?
They want this universal income. They want
universal basic income? No,
yeah.
that's the problem with the universal basic income. The idea is that they give you $2,000 a month no matter what. The problem with that is pretty close to,
of course, it's
communism, actually, believe it or not.
Well,
I used to live in a communist
so here's
country.
my take. The way things are going, you said the word, is how much supposedly there's two systems, capitalist and communist. But what I've understood over the years is that it's actually the same kind of system. At least if you look at, capitalism today, and if you look at Stalinist Soviet Union, so basically it's kind of like the same system. It's just as it's different people pocketing the money and owning the business, let's say, that like controlling rather the business, the way business function. So, but at the end of the day, if you think about it, it's actually kind of the same system. It's just different people owning who's gonna get the money, who's gonna get the business, who's gonna get the corporate jobs and contracts. So on the one hand, it's rather like a government together with like a number of elites around it and whoever is around that government, like Stalin used to have, or it is different interests which are called private interests in our Western world. So people who are close to the government and are lobbying in order to get those contracts. And but at the end of the day, so the way this whole pandemic kind of redrew the way the planet works and the way people's lives were dictated, because we're talking about diktats, is that it's almost like a communist model, meaning there's going to be a certain number of people controlling the whole thing, centralized business, and it doesn't have to be countries anymore. It can be just, organizations. It can be international organizations of which those countries are members of. For example, the healthcare organization or other organization. And so those centers of control are what's called governance, and governance on the contrary of government. So governance is something very vague, is something very general, is something very far away from the people. But government is different. Government is something that the people can actually reach out to in a way. I mean, I'm kind of generalizing, but those two terms are very different. So one is governance and one is government. To understand the difference, for example, what we have in Europe in terms of governance, EU, it's EU governance, but it's the Greek government. So one is kind of at reach, the other one isn't. But imagine this on an even more unreachable level, which be like organizations, like I said before. So in that model, it almost becomes this way that, the whole world is kind of a communist world. You guys stay home or you guys work or whatever. You do whatever we tell you to do. You do whatever, you stop doing whatever we don't allow you to do anymore. You can sit and rot at home if you have a home. And if you don't, don't worry, we'll give you like a shithole. And just lay back and rely on us, the governance. You know what I mean? That's kind of a communist model because everyone's like, but it's not. Everyone's
that's
got a
not.
common.
That's not gonna. That's not gonna happen.
That's kind of a dystopia.
That's not gonna happen.
I hope I'm wrong. I mean,
it's just not gonna happen.
Hopefully,
it's not gonna happen. It already happened in Russia. It happened. I lived in Poland when it was going on. I lived in. I visited the Czechoslovakia. They were all communist countries. Mm-hmm. Okay, they didn't survive.
That's true.
Okay,
but
it's
if
just
but Charles,
let me just look. Listen to me. You're
okay.
You're
But may I say something?
You're trying to paint this really depressing future.
No, I'm just.
Where we're all going to be sitting there getting our $2,000 a month, and we're just going to sit there.
No, I'm just
and we're
saying,
going to consume $2,000 worth of consumptible
Amazon goods.
And that's it.
No, I'm actually not.
That's not going to. Let me just tell you something. Jeff Bezos, who created Amazon, when was that created? 10 years ago?
More.
15 years, 20 years ago?
Probably.
All right, these people come out of nowhere. They come out of nowhere. And they become... Elon Musk wasn't even on the richest people's top 100 list or whatever it was, like 3 years ago. And now he's the richest guy on the planet. People can come out of nowhere and they can create amazing stuff. And then all of a sudden, once they're like super rich and everyone's like, oh, they're part of the Illuminati or whatever. Bullshit.
Okay,
they come out of nothing.
I take this as
I guarantee you that Elon Musk can walk over to the country of Greece or maybe Jeff Bezos or whatever, and he can get them to do all kinds of stuff. So I don't believe that there's this like group of people that are sitting there going, we're like this evil.
Okay.
We're these evil people, and we want people sitting home doing nothing.
I'm actually very upset at you right now. Because,
I know you are.
Because
I'm being super.
You're treating me. You're treating me. Listen, you're treating me.
I told you that if we do one of these, we're going to end up getting divorced before 2022.
Yeah.
So we have a half an hour.
Yeah, we're going to get divorced. No, but listen,
you guys can
this is very. First of all, this is playing dirty with me because you make me sound like what I've said is like some conspiracy.
No. What you're saying is what a lot of people say.
What I'm saying is what I'm going to be saying. Not what you interpret.
Listen
to
me. I'll agree with.
No.
I will agree with.
No. You got to let me finish.
I'll agree with what you're saying because once we move to a world of virtual reality and people are sitting there playing games all day long, yes, in that situation, the body gets in the way. Then everyone just wants to be playing these virtual games like the Meta, Mr. Frickin' Zuckerberg's thing that he wants to create. Yes, at that point, people become useless, and then it's going to be like, what do we do? Well, we'll just give them $2,000 a month so they have food to eat.
Listen,
They can play games.
First of all,
but we're also a capitalist society, and I think that there are people out there that are going to want. I don't know. I feel like people are going to want freedom. People are going to want to do what they want to do.
First of all,
you're really giving zero credit to the people.
First of all, what?
You're giving zero credit.
Okay, stop it now. Now I'm going to start getting angry because
you should.
because I'm sorry. I'm explaining what the theoretical. It doesn't matter what I believe. I'm just explaining what is the direction that, at least to me, this whole thing for the past 22 months has shown. It has shown, unless you want to be a complete, idiot and not understand that, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but if you don't believe that there's conspiracies in the real world and in politics, then I think you should go live on your little cloud and come talk to me in about 5 years from now and see where that takes you. So first of all, you call me I'm an optimist. I'm very optimistic.
How is that optimistic?
It's what
you just said to me is not optimistic.
What I've explained.
It's not optimistic in any way whatsoever.
What I've explained is not what I think will happen. What I've explained is what is kind of starting to happen and how we should know that, those people don't think that they really need us, at least for the most part. And yes, they would like to I agree with you that totalitarian regimes and all this whole system of ex-Soviet Union, whatever, collapsed. But it took how many years? 90 years or so, or 80 years. I don't want to not see it. So I know 80 years is nothing in the world history, but it would be nice to understand that what I was talking about was giving what the model looks like it's going to be. And we should, of course, stop it. And I believe we can, because the numbers and the peoples and all peoples of the world they starve for freedom and democracy. I believe. I think I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't. Well, that's not optimistic. See, I believe that in the people I think the good percent of the population right now loves this pandemic. They love it. Oh my God, you should be wearing your mask. Oh, you should be at home. You shouldn't go anywhere. You shouldn't do anything. Oh my God, this person tried to keep. That's optimistic.
This person tried to keep. No,
much.
I'm telling you, the good percentage of our population.
I'm gonna do a quiz out of the 30 people or whoever is watching. Not many, but whatever. When I do my thing as Greek, I have more people, but whatever. Who's the optimist here? I think I'm the optimist. You're the one.
No, the optimist would be. Look, let me ask you a question. So China is a dictatorship, right? Isn't China a dictatorship?
Of course. Yeah, no question about that. But it still got rid of the pandemic and kind of lets people free. I mean, you're going to tell me that some places have social credit. Yes, of course.
No, that's bad. No, I'm saying China's pretty bad.
Of course it's a dictatorship.
No, I'm saying
and America's using China, the dictatorship.
China's good for business. No, business corporations love dictatorships. So
yeah.
China is their role model. So, I mean, I do feel like there's pressure right now to move the world into the direction of China, which is dictatorship, which is why.
Oh, so you're agreeing with me. Thank you very much. Oh, so where's your optimism now?
No, I'm saying that there's definitely pressure to move in that direction.
So that's exactly what I said.
Yeah, but I don't think we're going to move in that. I don't think we're going to.
No, I don't think either. But instead,
how are we not going to go there?
We're not going to go there as long as, first of all, people have to start talking to each other and listening to each other instead of just shouting at each other, and realizing that this whole thing is part of the divide and conquer at every level and every country and every step of the way. So I mean, I guess this thing should have happened. That this was almost like an evil necessity, because you and I know for years, and I myself, having dug into all the Greek matters for the past 11 years, 12 years almost now. And also the Eurozone issues. And that's where this whole thing with money that you were talking about earlier comes handy. You know, we've been digging into this for years, and we've known that this world was really, really bad already. Like very, very, very was not doing well. And a lot of people knew that. It's just that a lot of other people, like the biggest, I think, the massive amounts didn't know. And the pandemic came and it woke them up that, oh, something was really wrong with the world, and they had no idea. And they still have no idea. That's why they tell you, you know, that's why they shout at you, do this, do that, don't do this, do that, you know, did you get tested? You know, and parts of it, you know, have some legitimacy. Like, of course, you know, are you having symptoms? Like, the part of this is partly legitimate, but there's a big part of it which is just to be there to show that, you know, I'm going to do what they tell me to do, because those people don't have an opinion of their own. They don't know what's behind it. They don't know what lies behind it and what's the real agenda. And of course, there are many agendas for different countries. They differ a little bit, but there is like a general agenda going on. If you want my
get as much control as you can.
Yeah.
Take advantage. Like, what's the expression? No. Don't ever let a good catastrophe go to waste.
Yep. Exactly.
So yes, you are correct. The vaccination passports is something that
you use that word now. We're going to get flagged.
No, but I'm saying the United States has always been against a national ID. In other words, they were always against, like the government can't force. In other words, if you're in a communist country, police can walk up to you and say, "Let me see your papers." The United States has always been against that.
Well, don't worry.
Always listen to me.
They're not going to ask for your papers. They're going to ask for your QR code. How about that?
Okay, the United States has always been against that. Okay.
So what's going to happen? You think
when the
with that?
Republicans started pushing, the United States you have a constitutional right in the United States to be able to vote. There's nothing that says you have to show ID or whatever. When the Republicans started...
That's true. When you go to vote, the people don't know that in Greece. When you go to vote in the United States...
you don't have to show ID.
You don't have to show your ID.
And let me tell you why. Because you're allowed to vote in a voting area near your house.
Yeah, same as that in every country.
When you walk in there and you vote, they look up your name and your address, and then they scratch that name out so that somebody can't come along, a second person can't come along and vote. Okay? Mm-hmm. The Republicans started pretending. There literally have been in every single election with 100 million people voting, there have been less than like 3 people that did something illegal. And it wasn't even illegal. They might have just done it by mistake.
They went to vote twice by mistake?
No. Like they voted in the wrong section or whatever it is. They weren't allowed to vote because they were an ex-criminal, whatever. There's not this massive fake conspiracy where they're just getting people, to vote illegally. Because if you vote illegally, if you go and vote illegally, you can go to jail for a minimum of like 5 years. Is it really worth it to risk 5 years in jail to go and vote illegally for something? No, that kind of stuff is not going on. So what happens is the Republicans are pushing for voter ID. Like you have to show an ID. You have to show your license.
In Europe, you have to show something.
Okay, well, you don't have to do that here. So because they've done that, pushing the whole thing, we have to show ID. That's softening the public up, making them used to this idea of national ID. So that, now the next step is going to be vaccination ID. So what we're doing is we are conditioning the public where you're going to have to walk around with some sort of ID card that you're going to have to show people whenever they just come up to you and say, I need to see your ID. Why has that been a problem?
This is already happening, by the way. You're not aware of that, so I'm informing you.
It already happens anyway. If you carry your cell phone around, your ID is everywhere. So don't. It's not like it's not.
No, but in
happening
Greece,
anyway.
what you show right now when you go, let's say, into a restaurant, you have to show two things. You have to show your ID with with your passport, like your vaccination passport, your whatever it's called, green pass or sanitary pass in some countries. Some countries used to call it a sanitary health pass, like in France, and they just changed it into actual vaccination pass. And there was a lot of people complaining about it, but I think they did change it. So whatever the name is, green pass, sanitation pass, health pass, vaccination pass, it's a code on your phone. And you have to show that together with your ID, which in the States I know is not the case, because in the States they can't even stop you on the street and ask you for, you're not supposed to even carry your
you can't
ID.
do that. It has to be probable cause. You can't ask for somebody's.
You can't ask
the
for someone's
problem is
ID
we're slowly.
in the States.
What's happening is creep. It's called the creep. Creep is creeping up on us. We're slowly giving up these freedoms, and eventually, we're going to be like, oh, it's going to be common sense. Now, the reason why, what we kind of have to you kind of have to get into why those things are important. Like why shouldn't you have a national ID that everyone has an ID card that they have to show? Why did we make that? Why were we against that for so long?
Well, because, just even the fact that you're not free to go around and having to have a paper on you is kind of a problem.
I guess.
Number one. Number two, and this has always been, I've been asking this to myself and to some friends that I've talked about, like, why is the state or the government paying for my phone? I pay like $100 from $100 bill for my phone every month, and I'm paying this out of pocket. So, is it careful, Charles? I told you. Great, that made for like some good.
Did I knock the whole thing down?
No, but you almost like fell. That would have been that would have like increased our audience from like 36. No, the cake is for tomorrow.
No, it's good for tonight?
No, Vasilopi. I mean, we could do it.
I thought you were supposed to do it at midnight.
No, we should do it. I mean, we should do it with the kids. So anyway, I was just saying that why doesn't the state pay for my phone? If they want me to go around with a phone that has a QR code on it.
They don't want you to do anything. They don't say they don't say you have to have a phone. You don't have to have a phone.
Well, in Greece you have to, because you're showing a barcode. You're showing like a thing on your phone, I think.
No, you can probably do it with paper.
Well, what if I don't have a printer?
They'll give it to you.
How are they going to give it to me?
They'll mail it to you.
They'll mail me a printer?
No, they'll mail you. What are you talking about?
They'll mail me like a QR code. Okay, I see. Anyway, my point was like, if they think that my phone is like necessary and I need my phone to go around.
Person saying? Alada? What?
Okay, someone's saying here in Greece, this is written in Greece, but I can translate. Here in Greece, nobody knows who's counting. Okay, they're talking about voting number, like the way they count, voting count. And that Mike Original 21 is saying that nobody knows who is attending the count of the votes at the Minister of Interior. So we never know if it's true or if it's false. And this is something that's true that I've heard over and over again, because we have, one thing you have to know about Greece, ever since there's a point where Greece's voting system, voting count started being, let's say, provided by an electronic system, which is privately owned. And so people are being very skeptical about it.
Same thing in the United States. Okay, so here's the thing with voting. So here's how voting, there's actually a way, there actually is a way to make voting 100% safe and accurate. No one's doing it right now. The United States, we started moving. I think the election with Bush and Al Gore, I think that was stolen. Now that was the first election where we use an electronic system by a company called Diebold. They make ATM machines. The CEO of Diebold said that he was going to deliver the election to George Bush when he was running for office. All the votes were coming in. It was down to one state, Ohio. All the votes were coming in. Al Gore was leading. He was leading by a margin. All of a sudden, the power went out in like Illinois or something, and then the computers went down. And then when they came back up, Bush was now winning, and then Bush ended up winning. Like the Supreme, it went to the Supreme. It was literally down to like 200 votes, and like ultimately it was like 200 votes in Florida. And the Supreme Court just decided, we're going to give it to George Bush. That was probably the first example of an election being stolen right in front of everyone's eyes. And the reason why I say that is because there was a programmer that worked at Diebold who went public and said, listen, I know exactly how the election was stolen. I was operating the computers while they were tabulating the votes, and he was supposed to testify in front of the Congress, and he got on a private plane, and the plane crashed.
Oh, wow.
On the way to his...
Hold on. Is that the 4 years where Bush 9/11 happened and Iraq?
Yes. That's when all the wars started, because it was the
world's history. The entire world's history since basically, you're telling me probably, what was that, 1998?
I don't know.
Or 2000.
Something like that.
To probably 2000. The entire world's history was determined by voters fraud.
Yeah, and the Supreme Court,
Voting
which
count,
handed it to Bush, even though it was moving in Al Gore's direction. So imagine Al Gore. Al Gore was about the environment. What was great was, if Al Gore had been president at that time, believe it or not, we probably could have started addressing climate change, like in not such a drastic manner, but like in a positive manner. I mean, Katerina and I both drive electric cars. We drive Teslas. Okay, they're the best thing on the planet. They are the best thing. It's not that they're super expensive. They're not super expensive. They're very inexpensive.
They're not expensive for us because
they're not
made
expensive
in America. But if you try to take a Tesla in Greece,
they're the top selling car in Europe right now. They're not that expensive. People have the impression that they're expensive. They're not expensive, especially when you take into consideration the cost of gas. The point I'm trying to say is that we're trying to do. Listen, we're trying to take steps, because we used to have gas guzzling cars. And it felt really bad when you're going on a long trip and you're just burning up oil and just all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to take steps. All I'm saying is, if Al Gore had been president, we probably wouldn't have gone to war with Iraq. We probably wouldn't have been involved in all these wars in the Middle East. We probably, who knows, maybe we would have just been addressing climate change and just making the world a cleaner place. It's, even addressing climate change is not that bad of a deal. If you go to Mexico City, if you go down to Mexico and you see all the pollution, or even China even China right now is addressing pollution, because their environment got so bad that they're like, oh my God, we got to do something about this, because it became so polluted that people couldn't even go outdoors. China right now is leading the way in solar energy and everything. So even these dictatorship countries are like, wait, let's start doing something about this. All I'm saying is the world might be a very different place if that election had not been stolen, as I personally believe it was. Anyway, once you move to electronics, see, paper is very secure, because paper, it's very hard to cheat, because you can always go back and grab all the paper and recount it, and you can't do massive number changes when it's on paper. When it's electronic, you can push a button and you can change 100,000 votes from Al Gore to Bush.
Thank you for confirming my initial thought. But what about digital currency and paper currency?
No, listen to this though. There's a way to do electronic voting that's 100% secure.
What's that way?
When you go and vote, you hand in you write your choices on a piece of paper. Mm-hmm. That goes into the computer, and then you take a receipt with you, which has a number attached to it. That number you can take home with you, and then what the electronic voting system should do then is take every single vote and create a massive text file with every single receipt number next to those votes, and anyone can go on a computer, put their little thing in there, and they can see exactly if their vote was counted the way it should be voted. You can actually verify your vote. You can't cheat a system like that, because you might be like, oh, well, maybe they'll go and just do it with 10,000 over here or whatever. No, because other people can go in that area and they can match their vote up with the thing, and you can add up all the votes and you can see exactly the way all the votes were. So there actually is a verifiable way to make electronic voting 100% secure.
Okay, so
but we're not doing that. We don't do that. But that's something
as
that
we're approaching in our last 9 minutes of the year, just very briefly talk about digital currencies versus paper currency. I know you have to explain, not today, but we owe this, because I already mentioned it prior. We need to do a live on how money works. People are very confused. They don't understand that money, like you said, is being created. And if it's created by government, even though it's fiat currency, what's called fiat currency, yes, it has, no, it's not backed by gold or anything. It's just backed by work, employment. Like you give money in and of itself is not like a solution. But if it is, it becomes a solution when you throw it in the production. You give people jobs, people work, and they create goods and things and services, and then those have value, and then you create an economy that works, that increases the productivity, and that way, you have a flourishing country. I don't want to talk about money right now. I just briefly mentioned, the way money works, and what you and I think, is actually a very good starting point for a country if they want to be.
What's up with your hand moving around?
Yeah,
you're moving your hand around.
The difference is your hand is always here and mine is like right here.
But let me tell you something.
No. The thing is, so like a currency for a country is not everything. It's not going to give solution to everything. But if it's done right, if it's thrown into the economy, if you give people jobs, so it's actually backed by jobs, which is basically kind of what during the New Deal era what happened. So if you do that, then you have certain room for policy. Meaning you can actually have... It means
you can do everything. You can give everyone a free education. You can make sure that you have zero unemployment in your country. There's no reason why any country should have unemployed people, period. End of story. Imagine Greece. This
is all GDP money.
Imagine Greece. Imagine if Greece had its own currency. If Greece had its own currency, tomorrow it could say, everyone who doesn't have a job, we're going to pay you 1,000 euros. Whatever. The average salary in Greece is like 600 euros a month. It's not even that much money. Greece tomorrow could say, listen, we're going to pay everyone 1,000 euros. Anyone who wants a job, 1,000 euros, and we're going to go and clean up the city. We're going to get rid of all this graffiti. We're going to make this a beautiful city, the beautiful city that it's always been for 1,000 years. I used to live in Athens. Athens was amazing. It was beautiful, and you know what?
It wasn't even beautiful when you were living there. Imagine, it was beautiful into the 60s. But
I know, whatever. But imagine imagine being able to just say, screw my job that's paying me 600 euros. I'm going to go and actually make Athens a beautiful city and doing cool stuff or whatever it is. I mean, the government can create those jobs, can put people to work. That's how currency works. Currency was a way for governments to put all of their people that are sitting around doing nothing, put them to work, whether that's in the military, whether that's building a bridge, whether it's building buildings or whatever it is.
It
doesn't come from some guy in a mountain who has a lot of gold, because that would mean that every country would have to go knocking on some rich person's door and say, please, can we have some gold? Imagine right now there's a meteor or an asteroid headed towards the Earth. We can deflect that asteroid. But if we don't deflect that asteroid, it's going to kill all of humanity. But it's going to cost $27 trillion to stop that asteroid. $27 trillion, which is like probably the GDP of the planet. I guarantee you we're not going to be sitting around going, where do we get that money from?
The GDP of the planet is about 85 trillion.
Okay, whatever. But we're not going to be sitting around going, where do we get that money from? Oh my God, can we borrow it from the Chinese? Oh, they don't want to lend us the money. Oh, we're just going to die. No, you don't do that. You say, put everyone to work. Let's deflect this asteroid. It's exactly what happens during war. It's what happened during the New Deal. It's what happened. It's when Hitler, remember Hitler? Remember the Weimar, remember Germany had hyperinflation? Remember they were wheeling around wheelbarrows full of money because the money wasn't worth anything after World War I? How did Hitler build his military? How did he build the most sophisticated tanks on the planet? How did he build the most sophisticated airplanes on the planet? How did he build the most sophisticated missiles on the planet? He just created another currency and just put everyone to work. Okay.
Yeah, even though that he used it for like a war machine, and he was
it's for bad thing. I'm not saying
an awful evil person. Yeah, no, you have to say that he was an awful and evil person. But what you're trying to say is Hitler understood the way money works.
No, yeah, he did, because the thing is,
he did it for his evil purposes.
Because if he didn't understand it, he would have listened to the bankers, and they would be like, Hitler, you have no money, and he would be like, oh, damn it, I can't do anything. And, maybe that would have been a good outcome, but that's not the outcome that we want today for ourselves, because we don't want some bankers telling us we don't have money. No, screw you. Bankers have money. Bankers can create money, but they create it in the version of what's called loans. Loans mean that they loan you the money, and then you have to pay them back. When governments create money, they don't create it in the version of a loan. They just create the money, they put it out there, and they spend it.
And what about inflation? Sorry, I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Okay, well, inflation always happens, but I mean, it's like, whatever. You actually want inflation to happen. Inflation doesn't affect the average person. And
it affects the rich people, right?
Yeah, because they're the ones holding on to cash, and they don't want their interest rates to, whatever, go up.
Anyway, that's a long story, and I don't want people to misunderstand what you're saying, because of course inflation can affect also your everyday person when they see like
people say that we're in inflation right now. We're not really in inflation right now. We have a temporary situation where, because of the pandemic,
it's an artificial inflation. Let's say
supply chains were affected,
or they are artificially affected.
No, they were affected, but corporations are also taking advantage of the situation.
Exactly,
and
that's what I meant by
jacking the prices up a little bit more than they should be.
A little more. Yeah. Okay, so we have how many minutes to change our year? No, 2 minutes. Okay, so tell me.
Are we doing the cake or what?
No, we're not doing the cake here.
Damn it, I wanted some cake.
He means Vasilopita. Okay, so what are your resolutions for 2021? And I'm going to just say, oh my God, 1 minute. Come on, 5 things.
I don't...
Like, love me forever.
5 resolutions?
I don't know, like... See, we're very unprepared.
What's yours?
No, I asked you first.
Well, I know what yours is. Kids not playing on their iPhones or whatever. So that's boring stuff.
Yes, of course.
How about accomplish our dreams? How about that?
What's the accomplishing of our dream? First of all, okay, let me say a few resolutions. I want this world to be free. I want every single country, every single people on earth reclaim their freedom. Freedom in single, not freedoms. Freedoms is not a good thing.
Freedom, like as in
we
D-U-M-B?
want freedom, like absolute freedom, which doesn't mean that there are not, like, laws are there. That most countries, Western countries, developed countries have.
It's midnight.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
What is this? Where's that song come from? Where'd that song come from?
That's ABBA.
Is that? Oh, that's
now
ABBA.
And then,
oh.
in a world where every neighbor is a friend.
Right.
See, I said my resolution, but I mean freedom. That was the last word I probably said for 2021. Okay, that's not nice. You're yawning in front of the camera.
It's like I saw that it was midnight. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm normally not up past midnight.
Okay, well that was like kind of an engaged. I mean, for you to have over 30 live viewers, and it's super early right now in Greece. It's like
everyone's asleep. Everyone on the planet. Everyone on the planet has
morning.
already experienced New Year's like 4 hours ago.
I don't think
10 hours ago, and they're asleep. They're asleep right now.
I don't know what kind of experience that was, let's say.
I have my walnuts and stuff. Look, walnuts.
Nutcracker.
With little crackers. I've been cracking walnuts and stuff.
So yeah, more people are joining, I believe, because people are waking up now.
Oh yeah,
I guess it's very early. You know, we can't, like right now it's 7:40 in Greek. We probably start this. It was 6:40. So that's a lot of people watching. Considering, stop.
I know.
Yawning.
It's past. I saw you mentioned the time again. It makes me tired when you say midnight.
Okay, so we're not going to keep people much longer, even though a lot of people are joining now.
We can just hang out. I don't care. No, we should probably go to.
No, we're not going to go to sleep. We're going to hang out for a little more. I just know. I mean, I would like if you guys have questions for Charles.
No.
Please.
What's this one here?
I love the hearts. A lot of hearts for you, I guess. No, the hearts are for me. Yeah, if you guys have questions.
Well, you have to wait. Then you have to wait like 5 minutes.
There's a friend here on YouTube. He said what you mentioned, I guess, is the blockchain technology, the thing with the voting thing with a little paper.
Yeah. So if the voting went through a blockchain, then it's the whole thing is everyone can go through it all and tabulate everything, and there's no way to cheat that system. So
there's a lot of Happy New Year wishes, and so Happy New Year. Are you gonna give me a kiss, or is it like public?
Right. Okay. Oh, what was that?
Well, we're very, very shy with Charles. Because he says no PDA, like no public display of affection. That. He never lets
We don't have to do it out of insecurity, like, oh, you're mine.
Okay, whatever. So
that's gonna be delayed.
Anyway, that always reminds me of one of the Beatles' wives, whoever she was.
Yoko Ono? Oh, I'm like, why am I yawning? Okay, I'll get out of the picture. Are you talking about Yoko?
Maybe you have the evil
You're talking about Yoko Ono?
No, I'm talking about the other one who always stayed married. Was she the wife of
Linda?
No, that's not the one. She's no longer among us. Okay, so there's one of the wives that said, how did you not get divorced? Was it George Harris? No. Was it? It's either George Harrison's wife or the other wife. The other wife. What's the
somebody
name?
said we need a new deal. That's good. Look at that.
Yeah.
Canelos Patsios. Nice.
Don't say the names.
Oh, you know?
No, okay. In general, like I try to protect people, but
what
that's
do you mean?
fine.
They said we need a new deal.
No, yeah, we do need a new deal.
Why would you not say somebody's name?
No, in general, like a lot of people are talking about the V thing and stuff.
Oh, we don't talk about that stuff.
No, we don't talk about that stuff.
No,
that stuff is like that's not affecting us at all. That stuff can go F itself.
Oh, by the way, the Omicron, just so you guys know, the Omicron is spreading throughout. The Omicron is super contagious. Everyone I know that didn't get COVID is getting COVID now as a result of the Omicron. The nice thing about Omicron is you don't hear anything about Delta. Why? Because Omicron is so contagious. Everyone's getting it. It's super weak. But what's great about it is that everyone's getting the antibodies now, and not the antibodies for just the spike protein.
Oh my God, they're gonna flag us for fake news.
No, this isn't. No, this is actually from.
He doesn't know.
This is from the New York Times. Listen to me.
New York Times. Okay.
Whatever. This is like consensus. You're getting antibodies for the entire
collective.
No, the entire
society.
Virus.
Oh, okay. No. Oh, for all the variants?
Yes. What happens is a variant, all the virus...
This is Charles Como, doctor?
No, listen to me.
Okay.
When you make a vaccination for just the spike protein, all the virus has to do is change its spike protein, and then it can get into your body. When you get infected by the actual virus itself, you're immune to the entire virus. What that means is the virus can't just change its spike protein and infect you. It would have to change its entire makeup. So what I think you're going to see happen...
Baba's FaceTime video.
Oh, that's Dad calling. Oh, he's probably wishing us a New Year's. What's going to happen is everyone's going to build up immunity right now. And I swear to God, this thing's going away. It's done. The Omicron is the last, it's the end all be all, and it's all over after this. Okay?
Okay, it's all over. What about the down? Get that hand down.
No, but I think I said the final. I said the final words of 2000, and I'll just put my hand right there. What do you want to say?
What are the okay? So it's over. It's going to be over with everything. But what about the policies? I mean, it's going to be over in a few months.
They'll try to keep those
Not
things going for a little while, but if, at some point people are just going to fed up and be like, enough already, just shut up. I don't want to hear about your stupid rules or whatever.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think people are getting fed up. I think people are getting fed up. They're getting fed up.
Okay, so explain, because a lot of people are asking me, what is the situation in America? How are things in LA? So I've talked about it.
Whatever. We're the most vaccinated cities and states or whatever are getting more cases than everybody.
Not the medical side. I'm asking can we go to a restaurant? Are we allowed to? I mean, we experience.
It depends on what city you're in. Every city has different rules. We're in a different city than LA. LA city is different than Glendale.
Okay, but what we have experienced, for example, the other day, we went into a restaurant and when you go in, you have this big sign. We only accept vaccinated people, and this is like the rule here in the city of LA, not in the whole county. So there's this big sign when you enter, but once you enter,
no. So in those situations, you have to be vaccinated. Okay, we get it. So we don't go to places like. But
nobody is enforcing it. Like 9 out of 10 places are not. Well,
businesses want to do business. Businesses need to do business, so they need to do business. Okay. Listen, these rules are they're not going to stick around for that long.
Charles, you have to not show that you're sleepy.
But
we're live.
I'm like a million.
We're almost like at 50 people right now.
When a million gets tired, he rubs his eyes and falls asleep. It's funny how little babies when they're tired they just show it. They rub their eyes and they're like, they try to pretend like they're not tired, but
are you a little?
I'm totally right there with a million. I think I have the maturity level of.
Okay, so what are your? Okay, so we talked about LA. We talked about any present issue that we forgot. What do you think the future?
Pressing issue or present? Present?
Pressing.
That?
What do you think?
What does that person say? What do they say?
He's someone saying you're very nice with Our Lady. So I'm the lady. You're a very nice gentleman with Our Lady. I'm their lady.
Until Omega, we have a long way to go. Oh. No, but Omega, that's it. Omega. Oh, Omega. No, it's Omicron.
Omicron, we still have a long way to go. We're still at Omicron.
Oh, I see. We haven't worked our way through the whole alphabet. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
33 cents said that. Okay, that's a good one. I thought Omicron, Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Zeta.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to display your...
Omicron. Oh, yeah, so right. It's halfway through the alphabet. Yeah, you're right.
So,
what's that? Kalimera? I like the future. It doesn't exist.
I like the future because it doesn't exist.
That's good, yeah.
Well, no, that is wrong,
it doesn't exist yet.
No,
but it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist because it's not.
The future is every time you say present, every you say now, it's the future.
No, it's not. No, that's not the future. You say now, that's the present. That's the present. That's the present. Now it's the present. The future is now.
No.
Nope, it's not. Now it's the present. So you're right. He's right. He's absolutely right. The future doesn't exist.
It's a big philosophical question.
That. That's good.
33 cent. Thanked you.
Calicronia. What's that? Calimera, Calicronia.
Bravo,
okay,
Charles.
Calicronia.
Megia. Ελευθερία. Ευτυχία. Δημιουργία.
Getting a lot of cronias. Calicronias.
Καλή Oh my God. So many people are joining now.
Cape Town.
Who's in Cape Town? Oh, wow. Cape Town.
Πολλά.
Megia, about the Cape Town. So how are things in Cape Town? Just drop a line to tell us how things are in Cape Town.
It's going to take 5 minutes because it's delayed.
Because we think that from what we hear, it looks like, at least I saw some images on Twitter where in Cape Town, in big churches, at least around Christmas time, no, Zeta, we're not going to speak Greek because Charles does not speak Greek. That's why we're not.
You can speak Greek. Do whatever you want.
No, because you're going to go.
I can jump in.
You're going to go sleep.
I can jump in.
But the thing is, I saw some images from Cape Town where there were churches and people were just singing and hugging each other, and that was like right around Christmas when here things were like, oh, you have to social distance and not talk to each other and all these things. I mean, who knows? So, do you have a question for me?
No,
Do you have
there's Greek questions right there.
These are not questions. They're just comments. Everyone's wishing. So, Happy New Year. Καλή χρονιά σε όλους. Λυπούμαστε για τα αγγλικά, αλλά ο Charles δεν μιλάει ελληνικά. Είπαμε να αλλάξουμε τη χρονιά μαζί live. Μας βλέπανε μεταξύ 20 και 30 άτομα, γιατί ξεκινήσαμε γύρω στις 6:30 ώρα Ελλάδος. Τώρα έχετε πληθύνει. Μιλήσαμε για κλιματική αλλαγή, όπου εγώ και ο Charles δεν είναι ότι διαφωνούμε, απλώς έχουμε διαφορετικές οπτικές. Μιλήσαμε για συστήματα εκλογών, εκλογικά συστήματα, ή τέλος πάντων ο τρόπος καταμέτρησης εκλογών και ψήφων. Μιλήσαμε για πολιτικές στην Ελλάδα, πολιτικές. Μιλήσαμε για ανεμογεννήτριες, μιλήσαμε για... Τι άλλο μιλήσαμε, διαφωνήσαμε, τσακωθήκαμε, γενικά τσακωνόμαστε ούτως ή άλλως, συνέχεια στα πολιτικά. Αυτά. That was a small thing in Greek. But yeah, a lot more people are joining because a lot more people are waking up over there.
Is that the deal?
So I was wondering where... So, καλή χρονιά σε όλους. Have a blessed year. Happy New Year to everyone. We're also in 2022. And this is a fun way to change the year. Right, Charles?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me, Charles?
Me?
Yes. Yes, we're in Pacific time. 10 hours. Yes, we're 10 hours behind.
Why does it say 9:41 then? I don't understand that.
So our friend Zeta is saying you should focus on what is uniting you and not on what is dividing you. That is true. So one of the Beatles' wives, whoever she was, I think it was the wife of the drummer. What was his name again? My favorite one?
Ringo Starr.
Ringo. They asked her, like, how come you never divorced? And says, there's one secret to this. You don't divorce. You just stay married. No, they asked her, how do
it
you...
was something like, no.
How have you stayed married for so long? And she says, well, you don't get divorced.
Yeah, there you go.
That's exactly my answer with Charles.
Simple,
like,
simple.
I want to divorce every hour of the day, and I'm still married to him. So, yes, we are focusing on what is uniting us, because otherwise we would be already a thing of the past. Right, Charles?
Yeah, no, I want to find that I want to find that quote. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a good. Like, how did you guys have been married?
How do you stay married for so long? Don't get divorced. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
It's so simple.
Yeah, that was it. They asked her, how do you stay married? What's the secret of staying married? You don't get divorced.
Don't get divorced.
So
there
yeah,
you go.
that's the answer.
There you go. Simple. That's usually the answer to everything. Everything's usually very simple.
Well, for a lot of people, they're saying it's love above all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. So, if you have any question that you want to leave on your comments, please do. I don't think we're going to be here for much longer because he's yawning.
I'm not yawning.
I could... Stop it.
Oh, you made me yawn. Okay, no, I'm not yawning. Well, no, it's just the time.
Okay, do you have a question for me, Charles? Or is it like I'm so boring that you don't even have a question for me? You can. It can be a political question because I have so much more knowledge than you.
Oh, I know.
Please, I know you guys. A lot of you like Charles more than me.
I got a lot of hearts when you said you had more knowledge than me. Yes, I know.
No, that's delayed.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's probably from some
so
other.
You're getting the hearts.
That's probably some from like previous question from like 3 hours ago.
No, last time we did a live, I was like completely slammed on the comments that I was horrible to you, that I didn't let you talk, that I was like, this.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know how.
Like,
I don't know how people can be so rude.
People.
How can people be so mean to you?
No, like the thing is, like, okay, Charles and I fight all the time. You have to know this. So this is normal for us. I hope our kids don't get traumatized.
I'm not gonna be traumatized. I don't. Yeah,
but we really like. There's mutual love and understanding. Let's put it that way, right?
Yeah, sure, exactly. Yeah.
And it's very useful to like to be like this.
Yes.
It's very
no, you don't want like a
useful.
boring. You don't want everyone just
It's
agreeing
nice.
with everything.
It's nice.
You don't want to be in your own. Look, when you go in social media, you're in your own little bubble. Everyone agrees. You end up in your little, what do they call it? Like a thought bubble or whatever it is. You want, when you come out into the real world, you'd like maybe people around you maybe disagree with you and stuff so that you might get a different perspective on things. So Katerina spends hours and hours and hours listening to things on the internet which support her ideas
or
about things.
or listening to audiobooks.
Yes.
Which support what?
Which support your ideas about things.
Meaning you're trying to say that
no,
I'm
just saying it's good.
bubble?
It's good for you to be exposed to alternate ideas from time to time.
I am exposed 24/7 with you.
When you hang around me.
Okay, Elena is saying you fight because you care. Okay, I guess no one has a question. Wow.
Well, I guess if you didn't care, you wouldn't fight. You would just walk away. That's what you try to do all the time.
Oh my God, I walk away like every
all the
5
time.
minutes.
See, because you don't care. See, I'm the one who cares. Exactly. See that? See that?
All right.
Here's a little croc.
So you have a question for me because no one has a question.
What would I ask you? Like a little croc character.
Oh, this is just Happy New Year. I mean, it's in English, obviously, so you can read it. Okay, so an interesting way to switch the year. Oh, where's my champagne? Oh, it's expensive.
We don't want it. It's expensive. It's like $60 a bottle. It's like, do we want to waste it on the New Year's? Let's waste it on, I don't know what. What would we waste it on?
Our friend brought like an expensive bottle of $60.
Yes.
And so, and I was like, oh, that's expensive. We should, we should like, come on, let's do it now.
I just got a funny text from somebody. Anyway.
Oh, what was the funny text?
It was like, it looks like a naked girl's butt with pouring champagne or something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God. Anyway.
So, any question for me, Charles? I mean, that's the last time
Why would I have a question for you?
Because you don't know anything about me.
Oh, where are the kiddos? They're sleeping. They slept like many, many hours ago.
Yeah, one went to bed at 9 p.m. and the other went to bed at 9:30 p.m. And then that's a good question.
We wanted to have a little bit of time to ourselves.
But it was great because we actually did spend New Year's Eve with at least 30 people live, and that was amazing.
Like 47. Look at this, like 50
now it's
people
47
because everyone's like waking up and they're like, "Wait a minute, we had a rough night last night."
Do you know who asked where the kiddos are? Guess who? Annika.
What?
Yeah.
Is that Anika?
Anika, what are you doing?
Nika.
Here? Okay.
We love Nika. Nika's the best person in the whole world. We love her.
Shout out to Nika. So Charles, question for you.
That's
Someone's
Anika
asking
_XL.
stop it, don't say it.
She's the best. She's the best person in the whole
world. Someone was asking.
Come on over. We have some cake, Nika.
Would you like to learn Greek? A person is asking.
Of course. Nah.
Yes, of course. The problem is he's not doing any effort. He's not putting any effort into it.
What?
To learning Greek.
No, it's really nice when not understanding 100% because then it allows Katerina to be on the phone with her friends and yap away in Greek and then I can have my own thoughts about things and think about things like how do I solve world's problems, and she could be yapping about something. I don't no idea what she's yapping about. Thankfully, I don't know what it is because if I did know what it was, maybe it would just drive me crazy. Except that she does tend to, every now and then I hear my name thrown in the mix, and then that kind of gets my attention.
Yeah.
So,
but even that,
then I know she's talking about me. So, yeah. But I don't care.
And he doesn't even ask what I was.
I don't care because I'm sure it was pretty bad.
No. I once did it on purpose. I was on the phone speaking Greek and I would mention his name every 10 seconds. And I hung up the phone and I was just waiting to hear, what were you saying? Because you kept saying my name. And I just hung up the phone.
The kids only speak Greek. The kids speak Greek and English, 100%. Katerina only speaks Greek to them, and I speak English. And Katerina talks a lot more to them than I do. So they know Greek better than they know English.
Yeah. So anyway, Charles never asks what I say about him. It's that question. It's the same question. You have to scroll down for more questions, if there are.
What's that?
You have to say it in Greek. this following. Stop yawning.
Oh, sorry.
Or at least put your.
It's past my bedtime. I'm not used to this.
Put your hand in front of your yawn. Yeah, you should say in Greek, "Έχω το πιο γλυκό κορίτσι."
What's that?
Έχω το πιο γλυκό κορίτσι. Can you say that?
Say that.
Oh, okay. He doesn't want to say that.
Echo. Oh, hold on a second.
You can read Greek. He knows how to read Greek.
Echo to πιο
Πιο.
gluco.
Γλυκό, not gluco.
Was it?
Γλυκό.
Oh, glyco carita.
Κορίτσι. Okay, that's it. Don't worry.
Okay, whatever.
Νίσταξε όντως. Okay, I guess no more questions. And what a shame. We should have started like after the New Year's. So, okay, I have a question, Charles. And it's regarding Greece, because I think that will get the people interested. I mean, that answer will get, people will expect an answer to that. You, as an American, knowing, we were in Greece this summer, but you've kind of followed through me, because you haven't really followed by yourself, how things have unfolded in Greece in the past,
Yes.
3 months. So, and I've described a pretty different experience from what we lived in the summer. So what do you think is going to happen in Greece? Do you think the governments are going to keep changing the way they've been changing in the last 10, 11 years? Do you think the people are going to take it? Do you think something's going to happen? So my question is, what do you think is going to happen in Greece? Is it going to get worse? Or, because it's really bad right now, or do you think, I mean, it's really bad, don't get me wrong, for the people under the whole pandemic situation, however generalized you may take that. But that's the thing. Things are really bad for people's lives, for people's everyday lives. If they have what's called an everyday life, they don't, but let's assume that they do. So what do you think is going to happen? And then a broader question, what do you think is going to happen in a wider way in the EU? Charles, you look like you're falling asleep.
No. So, I mean, no, I'm thinking about it because it's like if under the current government things remain bad, people are going to want to change it. If you think that every government that gets into power is just the exact same as the previous government, maybe this pandemic is going to be the thing where the government that is not like every other government might actually be able to get into power and change things up. In other words, so right now you have a government that's doing these forced lockdowns with the passports, and you can't go to the restaurants, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. If they continue to keep doing that, it's going to piss the people off. They're going to look elsewhere. If another party, which is supposedly the opposition, doesn't radically change the narrative, they're not going to get elected. It's going to be the one that radically changes the narrative. So maybe this is an opportunity for a new party to come along and not be part of the, quote, narrative, meaning screw the pharmaceuticals. Yes, Pfizer is run by a Greek CEO. So Greece is like all on board with that guy. That guy is God. When they asked him if he was going to take the vaccination, he was like, "Oh well,
the first time,
not yet. I mean, well, I just want to make sure." We're
gonna get flagged.
No, I'm just saying the guy looked a little shady when they asked him why he hadn't been vaccinated yet.
You're talking about the beginning of the pandemic, so you have to be clear about that.
Whatever.
That's what he answered.
All I'm saying
the
is
first
he's
time.
Greek, so maybe Greece is going so overboard right now that people might, at some point, once the Omicron wipes everything out and it's gone and it's done, If Greece continues to do stupid stuff, people are going to get fed up, and hopefully they're not going to go running into the arms of the opposite party, which is not really the opposite party. It's the same party. Maybe there's going to be another party. And no, we don't want it to be the Nazi party. You want it
There's
to be...
no Nazi party in the
I
parliament
know, not
anymore.
I know.
And they've been convicted, most of them.
So you want so maybe this is an opportunity for new people to come along and I don't know, start.
Okay, so I mean, what I take from what you've said in 300 million words, which you usually accuse me of doing, is that you're saying that maybe this is a good thing that people are waking up and they're going to change things. And I agree.
40,000 cases in Greece. So there you go. You see?
And I agree with that.
But are those cases resulting in people going to the hospital? I mean, the thing is, Omicron is super, super contagious.
Yeah.
But it's also weak.
The truth
it's
is,
very weak.
everyone around us.
Everyone's got it. All my friends that managed to avoid everything, everyone's got it.
All
Everyone's
our friends,
got it.
all our friends are around. Like, people are. I mean, I don't know. We haven't got.
Look, I'm telling you. Listen,
we haven't got it because we got it.
I'm not giving.
we
I'm
got
not,
it like
I'm not giving
so.
you any kind of conspiratorial anything. All right, I'm not conspiratorial there. I am telling you what the consensus amongst the medical profession is. People that actually are, not just spouting government propaganda bullshit. They're saying this Omicron is literally looks like it's the last legs of this thing, because you don't hear about Delta anymore. You don't hear about it. You heard about Delta all the time, every single day. Delta, Delta, Delta. It was all about Delta, Delta, Delta. And then Omicron came along. You didn't hear Delta ever again.
Well, you in most countries, you do hear it, but there's the prevalence of
no, because
Omicron.
Because Omicron is just spreading itself like wildfire. But because it's interesting, because these viruses, when they change one thing, sometimes something else happens. They became more contagious, but they're less effective, less powerful, less deadly, or whatever it is. So I'm telling you right now, this is probably the bit where everyone gets herd immunity actually gets created. That's what vaccinations are supposed to create, is herd immunity.
Don't call it herd immunity. Just call
vaccinations create herd immunity. That's what they do. You got enough people vaccinated.
It's not a nice word. We're not a herd.
Okay, what all I'm saying is, it's Omicron's probably doing the job that the vaccinations should have done. And I'm telling you, it's probably. I feel like it's the last legs of this thing.
So, if someone's saying. Eleni's saying, but there's a new thing called the Florina Flu, which showed up in Israel. Did you hear about it? I haven't heard of it.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Everyone's immune systems are just devastated right now because they keep getting slammed with these vaccinations, which make your immune system work overtime. Then you're getting hit with this and getting hit with that, and we're wearing masks, so we're not exposed to anything. Our immune systems are not used to working, and then and so when a flu comes along, yeah, it's probably going to affect people. So, okay, well, now we're back to flus again. Okay, so yes, they might be a little strong, but it's not. I mean, seriously, we're probably doing more damage. The longer this continues, the more damage we're creating, because even with children, they have to develop their immune system. They have to do it. Our kids always had runny noses in school. They haven't had runny noses since they've been wearing these masks. But that,
what?
No, but you might.
That's because you don't clean up their noses, Mike.
Okay, but what I'm saying
is,
they
do have runny nose every day,
not as
but
much,
it's more.
Not as much.
No, it's allergic. It's an allergic runny nose. I clean that nose every day.
Me.
You don't
what
clean
I'm
the
saying
nose.
is they're not developing.
You can tell who's cleaning.
They're not
the nose
developing
every
their
day.
immune system like they need to. So, as much as we think it's great that everyone's walking around like in a bubble, or and you're wearing your little mask and you're all protected from everything around you, that's not the real world. And that's not the world that we lived in prior to all this. You might think it's a good thing because it's keeping people from getting sick. But what tends to happen is when situations like that happen, a lot of times they actually create bad So, children need to be able to get out there again and just go through the whole gamut of stuff that they run through. We need to get back to living our lives normally the way we lived them before.
No,
but you know what? Also,
but
the problem is scientists are also saying that these pandemics are a result of climate change. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh my God.
But that would be like ending on a negative.
Don't get back to that.
That would be like ending on a I mean, I believe that, yes, it might be as a result of that, but, I think we're going to learn how to deal with these things better. I think that we didn't, I don't think that we dealt with this one properly.
Okay. So,
but I think it's on its tail end. I think it's over.
Okay. Okay.
But if you watch Greek TV news, we get Greek TV here. You watch the news, forget it. You guys would think you would think the end of the world is just right around the corner. Because like the Greek TV is not willing. They are getting lots of people watching them all day long. They love it. They feel so powerful and they love scaring the shit out of everybody. So if you watch Greek TV news, yes, you will believe that Greece is the worst place on the entire planet. It is the worst country on the entire planet. There's an 11-year-old girl who is perfectly fit in Crete or whatever. No, Cyprus.
Charles, there's an article in Greece of the criminal code, the article 191, which kind of like.
Did I just break the law?
Yeah, but I mean, you're an American citizen. You probably can say whatever you want.
Oops, what did I just do?
I don't know what you did. You just.
Okay.
Where is the live?
Don't worry, it's still there.
Where?
Katerina, I just changed the page. There it is.
Okay.
It didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
That's just my phone looking at the thing.
Oh, no, we're not watching Greek news. We just have our nanny who
who watches Greek news.
Who watches Greek news and it's hard to like not listen to what she comes and tells us every day. I mean, we don't believe a single thing, or we know how to filter Greek news or news in general. But we get pissed at how people are being impacted by these news, especially older people. Thank you, Charles.
That was very funny. I had
to
put a laugh track on that. Thank you. There he goes. It's very funny.
Okay. So there's a person who asked, where exactly do you disagree? That's because you guys probably joined later. We don't disagree, but we do have... Charles, stop pushing those buttons.
Do we disagree?
That is a very common sound for old Greek movies and for comedies, so don't use it. But no, we don't disagree. We just have different angles on certain issues. For example, for climate change, I'm more inclined to believe, regardless, of course, there is a problem with the environment, etc. But I'm inclined to believe that it's being utilized for the profit of corporations more often than not. And Charles is kind of stressing the fact that is agreeing with me, but he's kind of like stressing. But yeah.
No, listen.
Okay, let's not go back to climate change because I'm going to divorce you. It's like, don't. Well, there's going
to be a change of climate around here, honey.
Okay, how do you...
There's going to be a change of climate around here.
Okay.
Better honey. Watch out.
Okay.
Hold on.
There was a question further up.
What? No, he said that in Crete they go and eat together, vaccinated and unvaccinated.
And then what?
What's this?
That's not. It was about the channels, which I already.
We don't have these issues, okay?
Oh, great! That's great news for Crete.
Good. Oops.
Great. Don't do that again.
Okay. What about that?
Yeah. Everyone's asking if you learned Greek, and the answer is no.
No, not yet. I'm trying.
Okay, well, I think we're starting to bore people because, so you said that basically you believe that people are going to wake up and they're going to make a change in Greece.
What I'm saying is like I feel like
that's what they should do.
We're on the tail end of this thing.
Okay, so you think, you're optimistic.
I'm just telling you that if a government continues to push policies
they're going to get pissed off.
that make people uncomfortable.
They're going to get pissed off.
at some point, I'm telling you, we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen with people around us that were so gung ho and blah blah blah. Eventually they're like, listen, I got to get out there. I can't be sitting at home all day long.
Right. Why don't you come closer? We have a really bad shot on Instagram, and we've had it for a while now.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. And so, what do you think about the EU? You didn't answer that question.
What about?
Do you
the
believe
EU is going to end?
I love that.
No, the EU was structurally created. The whole idea of giving up your own currency was a very bad thing.
That's the Eurozone, by the way, not the EU.
Yeah, well,
so you
but
believe
the problem is the EU requires you to give up your currency now in order to join. So it's like any country that joins the EU is an idiot. An idiot.
Charles.
You will become
Charles, you have to be
all of your
politically
assets.
correct.
No, it doesn't matter. All of your assets will be given to Germany.
So there's
France
this thing in
whatever.
Greece called green transformation. Basically, you know, how they want to turn the whole country into green energy. But of course, we've talked about that earlier in the live. They're doing this in a way where, you know.
Who's that from Deutschland?
Eine frohes Jahre aus Deutschland.
Who's that?
Ein frohes neues Jahr auf Deutschland.
What does it say? What does that mean?
It means a happy new year from Germany.
We love you, Germany.
No, he's Greek.
Oh, he's Greek.
Or she's Greek. Sorry, she's Greek.
Okay. The only good thing about the EU is their anthem. Isn't that like isn't the anthem? Which is not even their. Isn't that like a famous?
It's the Ode to Joy.
Yeah, Ode to Joy by whoever.
So basically, yeah.
Did you send out your New Year's picture?
What?
Did you send out the New Year's picture?
No, we have a New Year's picture.
How do I send that to you?
To whom? To me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna post it later in my.
How do I send it to you? Like Dropbox?
She says, "I love you too." The lady from Germany. She's Greek. That's why. Yeah. So he believes the EU is gonna. I mean, I believe it's gonna come crumbling down. Anyway, for those who don't know, this whole thing is actually serving the big financial bubble that we have right now in the world, which not early 2019, but the last trimester of actually quarter of 2019, the GDP world, not the GDP, sorry, the what do you call that? The financial assets start dropping. They had like a 30, something like between a 25 and a 25 to 30% plunge.
How do I show the New Year picture?
Charles, I'm going to share it in a post.
No, I can maybe. Oh, I just messed up.
I'm going to share it in a post. Don't do it now.
Hold on, I want to show it. Here.
Okay, so they're sending from Sweden, wishes from Sweden, but I wouldn't know how to pronounce that. EU är bra för alla gott nytt år. Okay, I'm sure it's something like frohes neues Jahr in Swedish.
Here's our picture.
Show the New Year's picture to the camera, please. What's the New York picture? Oh, New Year's picture. I was like, New York picture.
Is that showing?
I don't know. Is that showing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is showing. Yeah.
There it is.
So this is an avant-première. Oh, I look fat in that picture.
You don't look fat. What are you talking about? You're so skinny. There's
I'm skinny,
there's
but
Bartholomew.
I
There's
look fat in the
Hylas. There's
picture.
a million.
And that's me ready to fly. I'm ready to fly.
Yeah. All right, how do we get rid of this picture now? I don't even know.
But I don't have wings. Do you remember that song? Whose song was that?
How do I stop that picture now from showing? Oh, yeah. Now I can just get rid of it.
Now you're going to
Boom.
cut the live. Okay.
There we go.
But I was saying something really, really serious. And
Oh, look. Now it went down. So you can see it.
Okay.
Now we're back.
Yes, that's H for Hylas. H. Oilas.
It's H. Hylas. Oh, it's a new.
What should I say to my friends so I can help them see the truth? Oh, they are all vaccinated and super scared. We don't meet because I haven't done the V. Help, please. Okay, so for those who speak English, okay, any one of you living in Greece, and having friends who don't speak Greek, who are from other countries, I highly
what are you talking about?
recommend an article by Michael Neverdakis.
No, she wanted you to say something.
I will say that. But anyway, this is very interesting. You guys should Google an article by Michael Neverdakis. I have to find the title. It was published a couple weeks ago on a website called The Defender, or Children's Health Defense. You should just Google and search it, and if anyone wants to know the state of things in Greece right now in English, you can just copy paste the link to this article of Michael Neverdakis. This is the best article that I've ever read in the state of Greece in English. This guy has always written.
But that's not what that girl's
incredibly
asking. She was saying, "What do I
accurate.
say to my friends? They're afraid to see me because I'm not vaccinated."
Just say that.
Just say, listen. First of all, if you hold on, let me just think about this for a second.
I don't know.
If you're
you
not,
can't really say
if
what
you're
to
not,
say.
yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to say. Just don't even bother. Seriously,
Change friends.
No, just ignore them for a while. Because you could just say, listen, I'm not vaccinated, but that means if I do get it, I'm going to definitely be showing symptoms. So I'm definitely not going to be showing up.
No, because there's still this thing called asymptomatic, my friend. I'm sorry.
No, but what I'm saying is,
And now you're
whether
like
you have the
spreading fake news. Article
No, but
191 of the Greek criminal
whether you
code.
have the vaccination or
You're
not,
not
you're
allowed
going
to say this. La, 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 la.
whether you're vaccinated
Shut
or
up.
not, you're going to spread
Censorship.
it. No, but what I'm saying is,
I don't want my video to be flagged.
You're going to spread it.
The CDC banner will show up.
You're going to spread
Shut up.
it. You're going to spread it anyway. So what I'm saying is, it really doesn't matter.
No, it does. She can't go.
Why?
If her friends are over 60 years old, they could be a danger. Even so, like, I don't know. Like, I
thought you catch it no matter what.
No, listen. There are cases where it's really dangerous, but I also do feel.
Well, yeah, if your friends are old,
Not only old.
so
here's the.
Okay, then don't. Just stay at
yeah.
home. Just stay at home. Don't go near. Just don't leave the house.
No, what
That's
I want
the
to
best thing
say
do.
is there's a lot of things going on.
Or go get vaccinated, but do the Novavax. Don't do the.
Hey.
What? Do the Novavax. The
Oh my
Novavax
God,
one is the
like,
traditional
Charles,
vaccination.
I'm never doing a live with you again.
What? Novavax was just approved for the EU and Greece, so go get the Novavax.
Oh, someone's asking actually about Novavax.
Yeah, Novavax is the traditional
that's what they were
vaccination where
asking.
they actually inject you with a weakened version of the virus.
Yeah, someone was asking this exact same question on
Yeah,
YouTube.
Novavax is awesome. If you have to do it. What are they saying?
So, no, they were asking if it's a traditional vaccine.
Yes.
It looks like it.
No,
I
it
mean,
is.
it hasn't gone through like all
No, it
the-
has. It's much more effective. It's actually more effective than all the other ones.
Okay, Charles. We're not experts. We don't know what we're saying.
What do you mean? I'm just telling you what the press says. It's a tradition. It's more of a traditional vaccination, just like all the other vaccinations that we get, like the mumps and measles or whatever those things are.
So here's the thing that I want to
the
say.
30 years old. Yeah, they're fine. I mean, whatever. But
No,
if
the
you want
thing
to
that I
deal,
want to say, because
look, she's talking about her friends.
Okay, but the thing I want to say is you do hear about young people getting very severely ill, and they're not the majority. But I do feel also, having extensively listened to, by now, literally thousands of podcasts of various doctors, a lot of the bad outcomes happen, whether you're V'd or un-V'd, it doesn't really discriminate, to be honest. What happens is, I guess they have given people wrong protocols in terms of treatments. So you get young people get severely ill from the disease, from the virus, even though they're young. And more often than not, if you ask a couple further questions, you realize that they went on some kind of protocol, therapy protocol that was usually a, dictated protocol, like an official protocol. And then they get severely ill because I guess they don't have it down yet. A lot of doctors have it down, but the officials do not have it down. So you get a lot of people end up in the hospital.
You mean how to treat?
Yeah. So I don't have an opinion on whether, what you should do. But I do know that, this is my take on it. Like, a lot of people have bad outcome because they follow some kind of weird guidelines. So yeah, Eleni, I kind of agree with what you just said. What is that, like an actual? Someone said like a voice message. I don't know. I don't even know how to read that. Charles, is something wrong here? And the comments don't move.
What happened?
I don't know. The comments are not moving down.
What?
I don't know. Comments are not going down for some reason. There's like a voice thing here.
I don't know.
Is there like a voice thing here?
No, that's just to move it here.
Okay.
Oh, now you made me.
Okay. So what do I do? Oh, here it is. Where are you going?
I'm trying to fix the cake.
Did you just join? Charles, you just joined me on your phone. Charles just joined the live from his phone.
What happened was I changed the screen. We lost.
Charles just joined. He's not gonna be on the live anymore. Anyway, this is really annoying. Glasses and so. Okay, 42 people. Okay, so I think we should say if anyone. Okay, you guys have more questions, I guess. So the question is, Charles, I'm letting you know, is the division in the society as the gap, like the divide, is it as big as here? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, it's more cordial. People are not, because it's not a, American, the divide is more obvious. Why am I not? I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why. So the divide is more obvious in Greece because the society used to be such a real society, like a united society. It used to be an actual society. People would come together for name days, Christmas, Easters. The family ties were very strong. So all of these things play a role. And when you get the opposite, the divide is very in your face. It's very obvious. So in America, the society is not exactly a model of European society, meaning sort of a society coming together, having common, roots and culture more often than not. Not that all peoples, in all countries in Europe are totally like homogenous. But more often than not, like France, you mostly have French people, and you have a big percentage of people who are of different descent, but they're still, by law, in front of the law, they're considered equal. Same thing in Italy, same thing. So you do have a difference. You have a cleaner, let's say, there's a cleaner legal system in terms of everyone's rights, and there's no divides. In America, you have more of what's called communities. So the society, by definition, is already divided into communities. That's why the divide is less obvious. This is my take. That's it. That's what thanks for the hearts. I guess I answered the question. So yeah, but no, you do have people who fight, less now than before, but you do. You do have a lot of people fighting on social media. So.
I put the coin in the thing.
Oh, he put the coin in the thing, meaning έβαλε το φλούρι στη βασιλόπιτα. He put the coin in the thing.
Very exciting. Tasty.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Okay, so that was a wonderful way of really spending New Year's Eve. I wish everybody come. Charles, are you gonna come greet everyone? We're just gonna probably wrap this up. So thank you for being here. For those who stayed since the beginning, we were here quite early. Oh, Charles, there's a question for you. Why do governments want to V us all, even little children?
Why do governments want what?
Why do governments want to V us all, even little children? What is your answer? That was a question.
I know the answer.
That's a question for
Very
you.
simple. Very simple. Okay, so the reason why they want to do that is what you do is in medicine, you always have a control group whenever you want to test something out and see whether it's, hold on, am I in the shot? If you want to see if something is
No, you're not in the shot. No one is in the shot.
No, I am.
Okay.
Okay, so when you want to test something out and make sure, see whether it's safe or not, you have what's called control groups. And control groups mean you have a certain group of people that don't take the thing. And then you have a bunch of people that do take the thing. And then that way, if a bunch of people get sick, you can see, oh, well, these people got sick that took it. Meanwhile, nobody got sick that didn't take it. Well, if you force everyone to take it, then you don't have a control group anymore. And so then you can't be blamed. There won't be any evidence of any
wrongdoing,
of any people getting sick, because you won't be able, I mean, you'll be able to blame the sickness on something else. If everyone has it, then you don't have a control group anymore. If you don't have a control group, then you can't specifically say that the thing is making you sick, because you can just blame it on something else. So I believe that that's what's going on here. You know, other people, they might try to argue and say, oh, well, we're just trying to protect the whole population. But the problem is the V doesn't seem to stop people from transmitting it. It doesn't seem to stop people from getting it. It doesn't stop people from transmitting. So that kind of argument, and I don't think there's any evidence whatsoever that it even decreases the amount of people spreading it. I think it seems like it just steamrolled right over it, to the point where some of the most V'd countries ended up with the most number of cases. So to the official argument is get everyone V'd so that it kills the thing off, goes away, and then no one gets it anymore. But when you look at what's really going on in the world, that doesn't seem to be the case. So then you would be like, well, then why are they doing it? Well, I believe that they're doing it so that you don't have a control group, so that everyone in the whole planet gets V'd. And then if anything happens, like in when everyone starts growing Martian horns, like when we all actually, when they go after the spike protein.
Stop it. No, that was good till now.
No, but we might start growing horns. I mean,
you're getting overboard now.
When people start becoming superheroes.
Article 191 of the Greek Criminal Code. Not allowed to say fake news.
They might turn into superheroes.
Fake news.
No, but they might. You might be when people start turning into superheroes.
Censorship. You can't talk.
They won't be able to blame it on the V when everyone starts having superpowers.
I'm kidding.
When people start having superpowers, like 5 years from now, they won't be able to blame it on the V. Because everyone
for vendetta,
will have it.
for vendetta.
They'll blame it on something else, like I don't know, like the Mars was in retrograde or something. So that's why I think that they're doing it.
So Elena says, "You are so right." He is never right. No, he's always right. Okay, so let's wish everyone Happy New Year. I'm sorry for those who just joined.
You're ready to read that. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't read those. Oh, no, yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're sending greetings from everywhere in Greece. A lot of greetings on YouTube as well. I mean, not a lot, but some. And some on Instagram from places in Athens, Piraeus, Preveza, Sweden, Germany. Sorry if I missed some of your messages. Okay. Yeah, I think we probably have addressed most of
good vibes.
Good vibes. Someone's saying good morning from the
Isn't it funny? It says good vibes in there, and you have the little smiley faces because that's actually what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to make a prediction. Should I?
Sure.
We can check it next year.
No, it is next year.
I mean, next year on that day, on that same day.
Oh, you mean next year in 2023?
On that same day. Thank you for the love. I don't want to be a superhero.
I do. I want to have superpowers.
No, superhero. You guys don't understand the whole. I mean, when I say you guys, I mean you, Charles. There's something behind this whole superhero.
Oh, I know. Well, that's a whole other discussion we can talk about. I know
cult.
Movies. She's talking about the movies.
No,
the
I'm
fact
not
that they're all
only
superhero
talking
movies.
about the movies.
It allows us to distract ourselves from us being able to actually solve the problems.
No, the whole superhero thing is almost like...
It's like a religious thing.
It's almost becoming like a religious thing. So let's...
That's a whole other discussion. We'll talk about that later.
Let's leave that superhero thing.
Okay.
So Eleni is asking, a lot of people are saying that Dr. Fauci is being dragged into... A lot of people are dragging him to court. Is it true or is it...
No. He's protected.
He's protected?
He's protected.
The best thing to read about Fauci, The Real, is a book by Bobby Kennedy Jr. called... Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is the author, called The Real Anthony Fauci.
But no one reads, so don't worry.
Well, I mean, I should mention the book. It's an excellent book.
We had our friends over here yesterday whose doctor worked with Fauci during the AIDS crisis and said that he was a complete buffoon. Those were the actual words. When he came to dealing with HIV, he was a buffoon. He went public and said...
You don't need to hear that he's a buffoon
no, but he went public,
he's a buffoon. He's a buffoon when you look at his face on TV.
I'm not saying he's a buffoon now. I'm just saying he was then. He was considered that then. Because he said a lot of things that when dealing with AIDS that were really very bad. And were incorrect, very incorrect.
So Vicky says, in Greece, there are talks about making the V mandatory for everyone. Do you think this could be the case here in the United States, even though laws are so different?
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much, they're every day, they're moving closer and closer to that. It's already mandated. Like pretty soon you won't be able to get on an airplane probably without it. So is that mandated? Yes. If you can't get on a plane and you can't, yeah, I mean, they're working their way towards that, of course. But, you also have to look at the relationship between pharmaceutical companies and government. I mean, why did we pay for these vaccinations and then we also let them patent them and let them make their billions and billions of dollars? Why did we do that? That makes no sense. If we paid for the development of these things, why are we letting them profit from them? And why are we letting them dictate, oh, well, we have another booster and then we have another booster and then we're going to have another booster and another booster. And we think everyone should have a booster 4 or 5 times a year, every single year for the rest of their life. The problem is... can
you imagine the profits that are being made currently
in a
country like Greece where all of a sudden, hey, when we talk about quarterly profits, imagine I'm a company and I want to increase my profits. I'm a CEO and my position depends on it. I'm going to get fired if I don't increase my quarterly profits. What do? I need to increase my profits. Oh, from now on, okay, people you have to wear a double mask instead of one. Oh, well, now you have to take a test, 3 tests a week. Am I not increasing my quarterly profits? Who is going to be held accountable in every single country in the world for having to go through all these things, all these stages, be it testing, be it masks, be it anything related to this whole pandemic? Who is going to be held accountable for all this money, all the profits that are being made? This is a legitimate question, and I really want that question answered. So this is my wish for 2022. I want this question answered. I want heads of governments, prime ministers, presidents, ministers, heads of all like health, whatever they are, answer me. Who is this money being made and all those profits made on my back? Who's going to be held accountable? Because that is unacceptable. So this is my wish. I want them to be accountable for this. Let's get started with the money first, and then we can hold people accountable for deaths, for the lack of treatments, for the lack of, money into healthcare. Why? We're talking about people sending people to Mars. We're doing all this crazy thing and technology and the future and this and that. And we can't freaking get 10 more hospitals. I don't care if it's 100 hospitals, 100,000, 10,000 beds, 10,000 ICUs. What is it? Why can't we do this? This is Middle Ages. Are we kidding? Are we kidding? I don't care about the programs and the satellites and the green energy. We can't freaking give money and make hospitals, make ICUs, pay for treatments, cure people, bring doctors at home, create new protocols. No, all we do is we just increase quarterly profits. That's what we're doing. Who's going to be held accountable? That's my question.
What do you mean held accountable? That's the reason why we exist, to increase quarterly profits. What do you mean held accountable?
Who's going to be held accountable? Imagine I'm the company and I'm like a friend of some president in a country, and I'm a CEO of some company and I'm selling, I don't know, I'm selling pens. And one day I'll say, I want everybody in that school to have a red pen of that brand. Okay. And now I want everybody.
We've done it already in the United States. We made car insurance. By law, you had to get car insurance. Guess who benefited from that? Car insurance companies. Okay. We do this all the time.
I know, but this is pretty blunt. This is pretty blunt.
There's not going to be this smoking gun that's going to happen. It's just not going to happen. The only thing we can do is try to look for those potential
Charles.
Try to look for those potential corporations getting in bed with governments and figuring out if things are a result of the corporations giving a lot of money to the politicians and getting the politicians to help them make a lot of money. Listen, we screwed up with this whole thing. We should not have given the drug companies the patents on these drugs. The fact that we did give them the patents on these drugs mean that they have many millions of dollars to spend on politicians to try to make sure that people will continue to buy their drugs for years to come. And so they may be taking advantage of the situation and putting themselves in a nice little position, which is why people become skeptical of what's going on.
It's even worse than that.
No, but this is not good. Okay, so anyway.
It's become a commodity, and the money that they make out of the stock market with the stocks going up and down, and all the shorting that they do, and all the play on the stock market.
Okay, all right. So that's
the
the
money they even make out of the product is nothing compared to the money they make out of their stocks. And so, anyway, power to the people. That's it. That was those are my last words. And I hope 2022 brings all the power, takes all the power from them and brings it to the people. That is my real wish. That is my real wish. Because the government is us. The governance is not us, but the governments are us. For those who don't understand what I'm saying right now, you have to watch the beginning of the live, where I explained extensively the difference between governance and government. And where Charles and I had a fight. Anyway, okay.
Fist fight.
Yeah. A lot of people joining now, unfortunately, but we have to go.
And now it's like, it's going up. All right, we got to go to bed. Come on.
Okay.
We gotta wake up and cut this cake.
If there isn't no more questions.
What's the cake called?
Vasilopita.
That's right.
Vasilopita. Happy name day, Vasilis.
What does that say? If I add it to broadcast, what happens? Oh, I just added it. What does that say?
Well, I think he's going to show up on the screen.
It shows up on the screen. What does it say?
Αλλαγή, κλιματική αλλαγή και άνθρωπος.
What does it say?
I don't know. I don't know if it's
Greek.
I think he's talking about climate change and man. So he says we need to change. He probably means that the climate change has to be related to the human being instead of being related to corporations. That's how I.
Okay, that's cool. All right.
I don't know. Oh, then he says wash hands, which are the. Charles, you have to stop yawning.
I'm tired.
And when you yawn, you have to put your hands.
All right.
Your hand in front of your mouth. This is really bad.
Oh, look.
Okay.
Big time yawn.
Okay, that's not good. Okay.
All
right. Καληνύχτα σας. Καλή χρονιά. Ευχές για μια χαρούμενη χρονιά. Αντώνης Foskolos is an emeritus professor at Technical University of Crete and an emeritus researcher in the Geological Survey of Canada. Who is this? I guess he sent a link or something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good day, everyone. First day of the year. Thank you for joining. And for those who missed the beginning, it was interesting, but I think we had we had an interesting chat, right?
I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows? There's more
we
to
just
come.
wanted to go into the New Year's.
Yeah.
All right.
We switched the year live with you. Καληνύχτα. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. Somebody says, I love you because you are thinkers. Thank you so much. We love you too. Καλή χρονιά. Με υγεία σε όλους. Να χαίρεστε και εσείς τις οικογένειές σας. Αγαπάτε αλλήλους. Και ευχόμαστε χρόνια πολλά. Και power to the people. Πρέπει να έρθει. Πρέπει οι λαοί να πάρουν στα χέρια τους αυτό που πραγματικά τους ανήκει. Το Δήμο. Να κρατείτε ο Δήμος από εμάς. Δηλαδή, τους ανθρώπους. Δηλαδή, δημοκρατία. Καλό βράδυ, καλή νύχτα.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, how do I end this? Finish.